and I'm just really excited about it. So I can't wait to talk to Deb Erickson. She's the founder of ICAN, and she'll be hopping on here very soon. So one sec, guys, while I just get everything connected here. All right, looks like we're good to go. All right, now let's get back to our Zoom. One second here. All right, we got Deb on. We're going to allow her to talk and promote to panelists. All right, we're good to go here. Okay, so guys, thank you guys all for hopping on here today. I am so excited about this, particularly because I have seen my own results now just using this amazing digital product, actually. And it's kind of crazy because I thought that I had a pretty solid mindset as it is. And I didn't think I really needed any other tools or anything to help me out with that. I know Deb talks about willpower. I've been really, really good at willpower in my life. So, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to see what I can do. I didn't have any weight to lose. So if you're thinking this is strictly a weight loss program, it's not. For me, I just wanted to build new habits. I wanted to build new neural pathways in my brain so that when I say it's time to go to the gym, I don't actually have to think hard about it. I can just move into that motion and retrain that. So for me, it's made a massive difference in my life. So before I get cart in front of the horse, I just want to introduce our guest speaker today, who's the founder of ICAN. She's the leading neurotrainer and mindset expert for network marketing companies worldwide. She's an author, speaker, and of course, the founder of the ICAN Institute, dedicated to freeing people around the world from the mental limiters that hold them back from personal and professional success. She's the creator of the ICAN Neurosystem Mindset app for direct sales entrepreneurs and the ICAN Mind and Body app, the world's first mind-powered health, wellness, and weight loss system. Deb's neuroscience to shift their internal dialogue and overcome the mindset blocks that impede sustainable, healthy living and weight loss. So without further ado, I'd like to just say hello, Deb. Thank you and welcome to the call.
Jenna, thank you so much. You know, I got to say I'm humbled and excited. There is nobody in the world I'd rather spend time with than someone who is such a profound master at personal development and understanding mindset. So thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. You know, and I do feel like had I had these tools, I don't know, 20 years ago, I could have maybe fast tracked a few things. I kind of learned the tough way, you know, stumble my way to success. But this is really massive. So I want to just kind of share with people a little bit of the backstory. Like, how did you come up with this? What made you decide to even create this product to begin with? And if you have a personal story, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, you know, it really started with the fact that, you know, my background was education. I graduated from school with a teaching degree, and I was a basketball coach, softball coach, track and field coach, and loved the idea of coaching people to find their greatness. I always understood how important mindset was back there. I thought I understood. I knew it was significant. And you know, I found network marketing because I couldn't pay the bills as a teacher. And so then I started kind of combining all the things that I love. And I was traveling the world teaching mindset tools and neuroscience to network marketers to help them grow their business. And I'm on stage, right? There are thousands of people in the room. Somebody from the cheap seat stands up, raises her hand and says, Deb, would this work for losing weight? Now I got to tell you, here's the thing, Gina. I mean, you got to feel this. I was 50 pounds overweight. On my whole life, I've been heavy. I mean, I'm only 5'2". So when I say I was over 200 pounds, that's significant. And then let's add to that the fact that I yo-yoed all my life. I had gained and lost and gained and lost and gained and lost. I had no problem losing weight. My problem was keeping it off. And so I'm standing on stage, the heaviest I have ever been. This woman is asking in front of tens of thousands of people here, you know, what can we use this? And I had to honestly say, yes, neuroscience is neuroscience. You can reprogram and rewire the mind for the behaviors that would help you find and maintain a healthy body. And in that moment, I got to tell you, I was embarrassed, a bit humiliated, because I'm like, I'm not demonstrating it. I'm not walking the talk. And man, if there's anything that's important to me, it's walking the talk. And so I went home and I created this program. And I started using it myself, lost 50 pounds and have lost it right for what, 6 years now. 6 years I have maintained this healthier weight by simply using neuro tools every single day. So I use them in the morning, set the tone. I use them midday to alter or to interrupt negative patterns. I use them at night to retrain my brain. What we know from neuroscience is it takes about 10,000 repetitions or 7 years. 7 years to alter the neural pathways that have been created down through your past. And so what I know is this is a lifelong journey. So that's how it got created. Once I realized I had something that worked for me, I knew it was going to work for anybody, brought it, straight out to network marketing companies. And now we are exclusively right with MDC. And I got to tell you, this is the greatest combination and partnership I could possibly have imagined.
Well, thank you, Deb, so much for that. It's so interesting because, my own mother, so I've seen her do the yo-yo thing our whole life. Like I never had the gene where I cared about food. Like I was just always naturally in shape. If I got a little chubby, I could fix it, correct it right away. I never really had the mindset of being controlled by food or anything like that. But I'd seen people in my life who were. And, being in the network marketing industry, I always had something to sell. I always had products. I always had, protein shakes or sprays or whatever we've got here with My Daily Choice now. And I would go to my mom and I would say, Mom, try this new program. My friend over here, Susie's lost, 100 pounds in 3 months and whatever. I'm like, we have all these testimonies and I'm going to my friends and family who have always struggled with weight. And I'm like, try the products. And they would try the products. The products work, right? There's no doubt about that. You got clinicals, you've got the science behind it. It isn't the product that isn't working, right? And so what is it? So my mom tries the product after 3 days and she says, oh, I can't take this. It just, it's whatever. My body just doesn't do that. She's defective, right? In her mind, she's defective. There's absolutely no way she could ever lose weight. Doesn't matter what she does. She could have surgery to cut herself completely in half, right? And she would still find a way to remanifest those old patterns. So tell me how come some people can lose weight and other people can't? What is the deal behind that? I know this is what your kind of program is all about, but what are we sort of getting when we sign up for ICAN and we jump into this app for the first time?
Right.
To help people like that.
Right. So let's back it up and answer the first question. Why is it? And let me just give you some frame of reference. It's a $300 billion a year industry, weight loss and wellness, $300 billion a year. Why? Because it fails so much of the time. 99% of the people who try to lose weight and keep it off fail. They can't keep it off for a year. So your mom is not alone. Your mom is actually the norm. But what happens for some people is because they don't have a belief pattern or a habit pattern that uses food in some fashion to soothe, to be their friend, to fill a need, to answer their cravings, whatever it is. If food is doing that, and you have a core belief that you can't lose weight, that you're fat, that you're not good enough, that you have self-esteem issues, then a new product line will not solve the problem. So just like you said, there's no question that it's not a product failure. It's a mindset failure. And most people, if you go listen to big names, I don't care who it is, at Tony Robbins, they'll get on stage and they'll start talking about mindset is everything, mindset is everything, mindset is everything. So I want to put a little tweak on that. And here's the truth, it isn't everything in weight loss, because the product is important, working out is important, water is important. There's so many pieces that are important, but mindset is the first thing, right? Everything is beginning with mindset. So your day has to begin with mindset. Your eating plan has to begin with mindset. Your nutritional support. All of these things require a mindset component. So what this program is doing is it's giving them those resources they need to create that shift. So we have a mindset, your mom, me, right? We show up in the world and we're like, I can't. If you've ever heard yourself say, I can't lose weight, I'm stuck, doesn't work for me. I've tried everything, every workout piece of equipment, I've done it all. Nothing works. So when you come from that belief system, it really doesn't matter how amazing a product is. It's not going to work because, right, there's a mind body connection. And the thoughts you think, the feelings you hold, the beliefs, right, that you engage in, those are literally instructions to the body. So when you say, I can't, who was it that said that? Henry Ford, right? If you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're always right. And so what he's really saying is if you believe you can't is a constrictive energy. And what it does is it shuts everything down. And so nothing works. I can is an expansion energy. And when you expand, then many things can work. And that's what we're doing is we're helping someone shift first their mindset, then their behaviors. And now we're going to add incredible consumable products to make it easy. And that's the key, right? I want people to be able to wake up every single morning and say, finding my ideal body, living and maintaining the perfect energy, the perfect wellness and weight management, easiest thing I've ever done. That's what this program does.
That's incredible. And I think it's, has helped so many people so far, and it's going to help a lot of people in the future. So here's my next question. How is this different than studying personal development books, right? We're talking about mindset. I was taught by my mentor, Bob Proctor, put it in on gold card. If you read it enough times, then eventually you're going to force yourself to manifest it, basically. So a year ago, almost to the day, a few days ago, I wrote down that I look forward to going to the gym every single morning, and it's a part of my morning routine, and I don't start my day until I get my butt in and out of the gym. I wrote that down because I've never been able to stick to going to the gym. Josh, I'm going to put him on blast for a minute. He wrote on his gold card. I made him do it too. He was like, okay, I'll try it. All right, I'll try it. We'll see. Right. So he wrote down, and he was probably 40 pounds heavier last year, 40, like a lot. And he wrote down that whatever his goal weight was, and that, that's the new version of himself. And he manifested that within a year. And I manifested that within a year. But what's the difference between your program, because you talk about neural tools. So I want to know what specifically that means outside of reading a ton of books, doing all the hard mindset work that, we've done.
Right. So you have a unique quality in the world. I'll just be honest. You have willpower and discipline that is pretty extraordinary. And so I want to show you how you're using it to support your mindset. But first, just a little education. So willpower and discipline live in the conscious mind. They are functions of the conscious mind. Conscious mind is only active and engaged about 5% of your day, minutes per hour, 5% of your day. The rest of your day is being driven by your subconscious mind. And so when you are very effective at using willpower, what people normally do is they try to push action. And maybe you've done that in the past. You try to make yourself go to the gym. You did something different this time. You said, you know what? I want to fall in love with going to the gym. I want it to be natural. I want it to be normal. I want it to be me. I'm going to reframe and rewire in order for it to be me. So the way you did that is you wrote it on a card, and then you read the card, and you looked at the card, and you felt the card every single day, every single day, every single day, every single day. And so that itself is rewiring and reprogramming. You had enough discipline and enough desire that you were willing to do that. You managed to reprogram your mind using that. In a way, that is a neural tool. That's a brain retraining tool. And so what you are doing is you are giving the subconscious mind a new picture, a picture of a woman who loves going to the gym, who it's automatic, it's natural. You're not thinking twice about it. It's who you are. How do you reprogram the mind? Repetition over time with emotion. Repetition over time with emotion. So for a year, you did it all, right? You did the whole thing. You had a lot of energy about it. You kept doing it for a year. And you repeated it every single day, and you visually had it, you auditorily, you spoke it. So you had all of the magic of reprogramming engaged there. Very few people, Jenna, will do what you did. Very few people. They'll put a vision board up, and then it just becomes a piece of pretty little art on their board. They don't use it. They don't engage with it. They don't use it to reprogram. And so it's kind of like we we piddle at trying something new, and then we say, well, that doesn't work. But you proved it did work. Bob Proctor was a wizard. He was brilliant. So what this system does is it helps an individual get the repetitions in. So imagine that you could get up every single morning, plug into your app, and hear, right, the kind of language that says, you go, girl, you got this. You love going to the gym. You are amazing. You are unstoppable. You're incredible. You manifest every single thing you think about. Look what you're doing. And so what the tools are doing is that it's giving people, it's helping them. All they got to do is plug in and listen. And as they are engaging with their new body image, right, their map that they are creating, as they have decided, here's my plan, and they're listening to the tools that are saying, you execute your plan every single day with joy and ease and passion, right? Then all these tools are doing is it's kind of, well, my clients call it Deb in my head. They're putting me in their head and letting me help them reprogram their mind towards their specific goal. But you're doing it. You just described all the component pieces. Now we just have an app to help.
Yeah, and to your point, it took me probably 7 years to get to the point where I say, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I move into it because I figured out how to do it and shut down everything else. Had I had tools like this at the beginning, I could have created that being my predominant feeling. Like I think to your point about the subconscious and conscious mind, whatever we are most dominant feeling is what we're going to create in our life, right? Whatever's the most dominant. And so your tools make it more dominant than whatever the default soundtrack is that we've already been programmed with, right? And you said before that the programming is done from birth to 7 years old. So whatever those examples are you saw, whatever experiences you had, we spend a lifetime trying to unwind all of that and reprogram all of that. And basically what your tools are doing is changing the default setting that we've learned along the way into something more intentional and something that we actually want so that we can actually go get those results. So I love that. Speaking of results, is there anything you can share as far as like testimonies that you've come across along the way that have used your product? I mean, you don't have to say, but just
Yeah.
a couple stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when people go kind of watch we've got a short little promotional video, and I've got 3 really powerful testimonials. The first is a gal who is a top network marketer in the world. Not as big as you, but she's probably like right under you. And she came to me and said, Deb, I put on this weight after my pregnancy. I can't get it off. She started using the tools, and the difference she found immediately is what the tools did, the auditory tools, is that it caused her to stay on her very specific eating plan. She told me she never was able to stay on it. She couldn't make it to lunchtime. The cravings, the habits, the patterns, she was always violating. She'd wake up in the morning, say, this is the day I'm changing, and then didn't make it till lunchtime. Lost 20 pounds, still uses the neuro tools today. Second gal that is on that video, right, is someone who, again, has made millions of dollars in our industry, travels the world, has an amazing relationship. And she used to get on stage and say, I have it all, except I'm 50 pounds overweight. And so when she hired me, she came to me and said, how do I get this part of my life together? And, one of the things we talked about was her worthiness, that she had some worthiness stuff about, people won't like me if I have everything, money, husband, travel, all of that. And once we dealt with some of that worthiness, she reprogrammed her mind, and boom, 50 pounds. There's another story on there of a gal, and I'm talking, a CEO of a major company who struggled and struggled and struggled with her weight all her life. And she realized she had some core belief and worthiness, deservability issues. We dealt with those, and boom, off and running, 70 pounds that she has maintained now for years. And here's the really important part about that: none of those stories have a specific product attached to it. It was the neurotools. It was people changing their mind and then their behaviors. So imagine, and this is why I'm so excited, imagine that you take these tools, the power of these tools to retrain, reframe, right? Elevate your mindset, and then you add some of the best products on the planet. Now you've got a marriage made in heaven.
I love that. And that's amazing that so many people have had such good results so far. I mean, it makes total sense. I feel like I have studied this all my life, but it's never been just an easy to plug into app before. And what's interesting is you're talking about all these high performers. You think high performers have everything figured out, but the truth is we kind of isolate into what we're good at naturally, and we build off of that. And we sometimes are afraid or disconnected from going after the uncomfortable parts of us that we still have to fix, right? So I love
Right.
that. So the last thing I kind of want to share or ask you about is how much is it? How do we get started? And most
Right.
importantly, how to use it.
Right. So 19.95 a month. That's the simplest subscription. And the reason we priced it there was that we wanted people to get in and have no brainer. I'm in it. I'm using it. Commit to a lifetime of use. I didn't want to consume all of their finances. I wanted them to have money left over to buy the products they need to support the plan. So we kept it as inexpensively, priced as possible. All they got to do is follow the link that you are, I'm sure, going to provide, Jenna, and they can jump in immediately and get it. They can add it to any eating or nutritional plan that they are engaged in and supported by. How you use it, it's really very simple. It's a learning platform. And so you're going to download the app. It's Kajabi. Many people are using that today. So you're going to download this app, log in. There are trainings. So you can listen to 15, 20-minute trainings to understand the neuroscience of how your brain is wired, how it got where it got, why you keep repeating the patterns you keep repeating, how you keep sabotaging, and most importantly, what are you going to do, right, to be able to break those patterns, stop, those habitual habits and patterns and systems that we keep running, and to pivot and choose a new wiring. So they're going to learn all of that. Then they're going to get the actual tools themselves. Now, the neuro tools I've created over the years, some of them have music behind them, and we are using brainwave entrainment so that your brain is naturally calming and relaxing. You're moving into a alpha and a theta state, your brainwave state, which is the most open and reprogrammable state we have. And so we're moving out of stress, out of high stress, into relaxation, opening up the mind and allowing ourselves to imprint a new foundation message. So they have those kinds of reprogrammable tools. They have tools that can help them stop in their tracks, anything they no longer want in their lives, whether that is cravings, bad habits, any of those. But it also allows you to go to sleep at night listening to tools that reframe and elevate your core belief about yourself, because every single one of these programs has to elevate the self, right? That core self energy. You asked a brilliant question at the beginning that I didn't really answer clearly, but you said, how is this different than reading books? So let me ask you a question. Have you ever read a book and said, that was amazing, I learned so much, but then you don't implement any of it? That's what most people have as an experience. They read it, they hear it, it's a great idea. They take a whole bunch of notes, and it's like, that's the end of it. The education side is the end. So, what I wanted to do is to offer education because it helps the brain go, oh, I get it. But then apply it into action moment to moment to moment to moment every single day. And that's what the app is doing. That's how it's different. So you're going to learn a little, do a little, learn a little, do a little. And when you do that, what's happening is now we're creating brand new neural pathways that say all learning moves into action. And you know what? That now you have not just the mind body connection, but you can have a mind business connection, a mind money connection, a mind relationship connection. These are the core tools that are going to open up every door that you are looking to create a change in your life. So that's how this is different.
That's amazing. And I absolutely love it. And you said something so powerful that I just want to touch on here before we end this call. And that is, you're teaching people essentially how to relax, to get into a relaxed state so that they are at the executive function of their creations. And it's so important because we get so busy. We get so much in the weeds, between, if you're a mom and you're juggling 1,000 things, or you're a single dude trying to figure his way out into the world, financial stress, whatever. Like, we all have a lot of pressure on us to just exist in today's world. And people think that if they just keep attending to the stressor and they keep climbing that adrenaline, that eventually it'll solve itself. Just work harder, just push through it, just, this. But really, it's all about teaching yourself how to relax so that you can be in control of whatever happens next, so that you have the perspective that I am the conscious creator of my existence now, and that I can forge a new path. You don't get those realizations if you fail to relax. It's so important. So I'm glad that these tools kind of understand that, and they tap into those more relaxed brain waves so that it can really take root, and probably much faster than it would be if you spent 40 hours reading a bunch of books. So one thing I want to add is Deb's program is through My Daily Choice. It's $19.95 a month. That's like amazing for this product. I know in the past you've charged much higher for it. So that's amazing. Secondly, we have a Get Fit starter pack. So if you want to get everything that you absolutely need, you got the mindset and the products, go grab that pack as well. It's on the My Daily Choice website. But get back to the person who shared this video with you. They're going to have a specific link just for you. So again, I want to thank you, Deb, so much for spending the time with us today and for sharing really why you created such an amazing program and how people can take advantage of it today. Do you have any last words for our audience before we wrap this up?
No, well, yeah, one last thing, because I just want to respond to what you said. It's brilliant. Is that what most people do in the world is they have an I can't mindset, which means it's constricted. And then they try to force, right? They use force to try to get through it. And truthfully, that's all you can do. So if you're struggling, if you're in force, if you are saying things like, I can't, I've never, it won't, then you have an I can't mindset that's closing everything down. And by shifting that mindset to an open mindset, now you're in a receiving mode, right? Now you're in a relaxed state. That's where manifestation happens fast. And you're right. That's what we're doing here at My Daily Choice.
I love it. Thank you so much, Deb, for hopping on. And everybody, get back to who shared this video with you. And you guys, we'll see you on our next video. Bye, guys.